it's Amanda here from Lolly Lulu Crafts, and today is our monthly video from the Simon Says stamp card kit of the month. So we've got the video, we've got the post, so don't forget to go over to the website to see my post, not only on this video, which will show you more photos of this particular card that we're going to be making, but also to go over and see the separate post that I do that is of making just a card, and it's a photo post rather than a video, and it's a completely different card. And also, of course, on Instagram there'll be some more cards completely unique and exclusive to Instagram. Okay, so, and lastly, of course, don't forget that the challenge is going on over at my site right now, so don't forget to go on over and enter into that because there's some fabulous prizes. Okay, so the kit comes this month. This is the December kit, and what we got was 2 embossing powders, a gold, or it says liquid platinum actually, and an enchanted gold, a distress embossing ink, a little baby one. We got a pack of stamps, which is absolutely gorgeous, and that's called Sending and Wishes, so that's fun. And then we got a variety of cardstock, some vellum and more cardstock, quite a few sheets of cardstock, some gorgeous little sequins, I don't know if you can see that better there we go, and of course my candy cane. Oops, I didn't do that, it came like that, but it's fine, I wouldn't eat it anyway. Okay, so that's what we've got in the kit. So today we are going to be making a card from this product, and as much as possible we're going to be using only what's in the kit. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so the first thing I've got is the vellum from the kit, and what I want to do is make a little envelope from it. So I've got my Crafter's Companion envelope maker. The reason I'm doing it with the envelope maker is because I want an envelope that has the points rather than my normal. When I make my own envelopes, my easy peasy envelopes, it has that square just flapped up. I want to have that kind of point that you get with envelopes. So for that I need to use my envelope maker, which is this little gadget here from Crafter's Companion. And here is the booklet that goes with it that tells me exactly what I need to do, what sizes I need to cut the paper at, and etc, etc. Okay, so we're going for a flat envelope here, so we're on that page, and I really want quite a small envelope, so I'm going for 3 inches by 3.5. So we need to cut it by 5.5 inches square, and we've now got our 5.5 inch square piece. So I'm just going to get my bone folder because I'm going to use that to score, and then we're going to place that with the corner into the corner down here because it's the flat envelope. So we're going to go on to the first level because you've got all these levels, they all mean different things and they're all labelled, but we want level number 1, and I want letters lines C and D. So you're going to do opposites, so you're going to do C and C and D and D. Okay, so line C, just very lightly, we don't want to go through our vellum, and then I twist it right around and I'm going to do the other side straight away so that I don't get confused and think, oh no, which one have I done more? I can see. So we've got C and C, and then across to here, and then we're going to go D. Like so, and then around all the way again and find the line D. And these actually do come with their own score tools, the Crafter's Companion, but I'm just using my bone folder. So now you can see we've got our lines made. Okay, so we don't need this bit anymore, we can put that to one side. Okay, so then I'm just going to fold that over, and I'm going to just put a little bit of tape along here. Now you want to make it quite neat because it will actually show, so you want it to look neat so that it doesn't look, when it shows through, it kind of looks like it's meant to be there. Just get rid of those bits, and then I folded the two sides in, and then I'm just going to bring that up. Now you could cut those corners off, but because it's only a fake envelope, oh yeah, and don't forget you don't want to go right up to the point. So I'm just going to gently rub that glue off with my finger, because we don't want it to stick down to the back of the envelope there. Okay, and there's our little envelope, which is kind of cute, and obviously that would fold down if we wanted it to, but for the purposes of our card we're going to be having that open, because that's just going to go on the front of our card with a little note tucked in. Okay, so I've taken the white piece of cardstock that's in the kit, and I'm going to make this into a 5x7 card. So you're cutting 7 inches across down the long side, because otherwise it won't work. You'll have you won't have enough cardstock if you do it the other way around. Okay, and then we take it the other way around, and we're going to cut it to 10 inches. Like so. And it's quite thick cardstock, so I needed to make sure I went through it properly. Okay, and then I'm just going to move my cutting blade out the way, and I'm going to move my piece of cardstock across to the 5-inch mark, and then I'm just going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to go using the ruler as my guide. I'm just going to score down. I'm going to do it a few times because it's quite thick cardstock, and that will create our score line, so that when we fold it we have a 5x7 piece of card. Okay, so I had a scrap piece of white because there wasn't quite enough white left from the kit, so I've cut that to 3.5 by 4, so it's a little bit longer, because I want it to go in my envelope like so and just kind of stick out the top a little bit, so I wanted it just a little bit longer. So now I've got the blue, which is a really nice blue. There's a couple of different blues in there. This is like the pale one, I'm not sure of the colours. So we're going to cut this to 5 inches less a quarter, I think should be good enough. So we're going to cut it, I'm going to cut it across the long ways just to make it more economical. So we've cut that across, so that's 4 3/4. And then this way I'm going to cut it at 6 3/4. And then that piece should fit across the front there. So basically I've got a nice little gap all the way around. Okay, so I've got my embossing box. Now I'm not going to use anything in the sense of the embossing part. I've just got my little folded piece of scrap card that the embossing powder falls into. But more importantly is I've got my little brush and my powder. Now the powder is to stop any sort of it's basically anti-static. It'll stop any little grease marks and things, so that the powder only sticks to the bit I want it to stick to, rather than what I don't. So I'm just an oops, that was quite a lot. Let's just tip some of that. So then I'm just going to take my powder and pop some over there, and then I'm going to take my stamps, and I think what I'll do at the same time while I'm embossing is I will stamp and emboss onto my piece of white card as well, so I'll put that there ready to do. But first of all, let's do my little flags. So I'm going to line them up onto the piece of card here, how I want them to be, and then I'm going to pick them up all in one go on my blocks, so that I can have them all in the right position without having to do them in several goes. So what I want to just be sure is that that's going to be okay with my envelope, which it is. So then I'm going to grab those like so onto the block, and we've, as I say, we've then got them all in one go, and it makes that a bit easier. I'm just going to powder over that with my brush again, just to be sure there's no static. Then I'm going to get my ink, and we're going to ink up, and it's a very wet ink, which is interesting. And then we're going to just pop this down at the bottom here. Like so. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that to one side, and I'm going to get my powder. As I say, this one I'm going to be using this platinum, and I'm not sure what any of these colours are like, so it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Give it just a second to absorb into our ink. While it's doing that, I'm just putting the lid on my ink, which I should have done before. Now you can see how it's come out beautifully crystal clear, because of, not clear in itself, but it's lovely sharp lines. So once the powder is on the ink, you're not in a panic now. You know, not in a panic before, but you want to be quicker when your ink is on but you haven't put powder on, because you want to be sure that the ink doesn't dry off before you get a chance to put the powder onto it. Once the powder's on, you're not in such a hurry. Okay, so I've got my gun, heat gun, and I'm just going to heat that from underneath. And I don't think you'll be able to see, but I'll try. And there it goes. I don't think you'll be able to see it, unfortunately, but you might be able to. There we go. Now the reason I go from underneath is because it gives a smoother look. When you're going on top, it bubbles it more. So hopefully you can see how gorgeous that is. Okay, so again I'm going to start off with just putting some powder onto my little card here. Okay, so I'm just powdering over that just to take away any fingerprints or anything like that that's going to cause the ink to stick where it shouldn't, sorry, the powder. So then I need to get my stamps. So I want the Let's Celebrate. So we're just going to put that at the top here, and again I'm going to try and put them down and then pick them up. And then I want the Yay. And then I was going to do the little hearts underneath, just making sure. Now I know it might not be absolutely central on the actual paper. That's not so important actually at this point, because obviously we're going to be picking that up. It's that it's actually central and kind of correct to each other, each element. Okay, so then I'm going to pick that up, and you see when I pick that up I'll be able to stamp it slightly across. Okay, let's get the ink. Now I need to, it's quite a wet ink, so I need to be quite cautious. Okay, so then I'm just going to take my thing here and pop it . And just making sure that it's all got ink on it, onto the paper, and it's nice and even, particularly that big one in the middle. And there we go, you can see it's nice and clean. Because we put the powder on, the anti-static powder beforehand, it really makes a big can see it changing now. There we go. And that's beautiful. Look at the shimmer and shine on that. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's our piece for inside our envelope. I just want to take my corner chomper to it, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to take my corner chomper and I'm going to take a 1/4 inch corner on it, just to take those little edges off. I just think that looks smarter and just gives it a nice finish on that piece there. Okay, so what we need to do next is put this in here and have it stuck down so that it's at the right angle and position, and I think that looks about right there, I would say, where the hearts are just in place. So all I want to do for that is take some of my tape pen and just put it on the back here, and then slide this in until I'm happy with the position of it, and then we'll stick it down like so. So now that's stuck in position, and you're not going to see the glue that's actually, it doesn't even show, but if it did show, you're not going to see it because it's going to be stuck down on the card. So that's nice and simple. And then all I'm going to do next is stick my blue card base down to my card, and I'm going to keep it flat. So just taking my Cosmic Shimmer like so. I think that looks really nice with those little flags there. I think that just adds something really pretty. And then we're going to put our little envelope on the front there. And again, I think I want to keep that fairly flat, I think. I don't know, actually. I'm just thinking it might look better. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it on some foam. But what I will need to make sure I do, and need to be careful of doing, is to keep it where it's not going to show through. So where the white of our little sentiment tag thing is. Okay, and then we're going to just pop that down. Now I don't want the point of the envelope over the top of the card, so I'm just going to pop it down like that, and I think that looks good. I like that being slightly up. It's a very thin tape, so I think that looks good. And then I'm going to take, I think, just a few of our little sequins here and just dot those around. So let's just now put some dobs of the adhesive down. Where we've put our glue, our elements, I mean. Okay, so then we're just going to turn it around carefully and just do these ones over here. Anyway, here is our finished card from our December kit. So as I said at the beginning, don't forget there'll be a photo post with another card, plus obviously there's the post that goes with this video, and it'll have photos of this card and all the information about the products that are used. But as I said, there's then a second post which is a different card with just photos, not a video. And then also, if you go onto my Instagram, there are always exclusive photographs on there, and there should be, depending on how I get on, there should be some photos of even more cards made using this kit, and they will be exclusive, as I say, to Instagram, so you won't see them anywhere else. Okay, so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed making this card with me. I think it's turned out really nicely. I hope you do too. And I will see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.